Silver and gold's value has increased compared to the fiat money in 2025 by approximately 50%. So in other words, silver's going up, fiat currency is going down. It was recently 60%. So do you believe this dip will be a short-time dip, or maybe 2 to 3 months to work itself out?
But wouldn't we all like to know? Um, you just cannot forecast the future, if you like. I mean, there's always this tendency, particularly amongst macroeconomists, to think that you can extrapolate the past directly into the future. It's a mathematical relationship. It doesn't require on human interests, human aberrations, whatever, whatever. You know, basically, you just got to get lots and lots of data to get the answer. If you don't get the answer, you haven't got enough data. Now, that's completely wrong. We cannot know what tomorrow's price of silver really is. What we can think about is the underlying situation. And there are two aspects of this. I think the first is, if you look at the big background, yes, we see that commodity prices are rising, not so much because the commodities themselves are necessarily in demand, but because the purchasing power of the currencies we measure their value in is declining. I think that's the first thing. Second thing I would say is that at the moment, there is a severe shortage of physical metal, silver metal, on the exchanges. And on that basis, we don't know. I mean, it could be that this squeeze returns tomorrow. It could be that it returns, in a meaningful way in 2 or 3 months. Whatever way it is, you can be sure that the establishment on COMEX, by which I mean the swaps who are short, will be absolutely determined to try and use every opportunity they can to bash the price. That is, so long as they don't end up selling more contracts, which they would be very reluctant to do. So I think it's balancing on a knife edge. The only thing you can do, I think, as someone who actually understands the big background, is just stack, stack, stack. And if we get lower prices over the next 2 or 3 months, then hallelujah, aren't we lucky? That is the way to look at it. Not as an over-leveraged trader trying to beat the big boys in the market.
Mm.
I mean, very few people succeed in that game. And I would strongly advocate against that.